fellow. We are not just a bunch of garbage cleaners. That was M.B. Nirmal valiantly trying to break up a common concept about his pet obsession, Exnora. The name sounds familiar, doesn't it? Perhaps you have seen it on neat little boards at street corners and also somehow connected it up with a set of folk who pop up occasionally like seasonal goblins to shine up a locality, plant a few trees here and there, and clear all the murk away. In its full form though, Exnora International, Nirmal is its founder, chairman, is an association of Indians residing in India and abroad whose prime objective is to help India emerge as a progressive country in every sphere, to one day be a par with international standards. For starters, towards this end, ideas are being polled in form of all quarters to form a bank. Says Nirmal, any idea to be effective should have characteristics. It should be excellent, novel, and radical. That's just what Exenora's all about. Nirmal had to raise his voice a bit to outdo the rain monotonously beating down outside his Srinagar flat. The banker who set records in the Indian overseas banks with his innovatory and rather lovable tactics is currently all set to pursue his mission to create a better tomorrow against any odds. Greatly in his favor is the fact that unlike many such groups who are content to shop at the thinking and grumbling stage, Exenora is a great doer. Today, the success of its civic objective reminds me of one of those before and after lose weight ads. Before stinking street full of garbage, devoid of trees, excreta all over the pavements, after sparkling, clean street, lush green, well maintained exteriors of all the houses there. It's all a matter of motivating the residents that if they don't care for their own environs, then who will? Nirmal reasons the magic out. Initially, though, it was a very hard to sell the idea as our people are born indifferent. There was this 55-year-old IAS gentleman who told me, see Nirmal, for the past 40 odd years, I've been seeing people dumping garbage on the road outside my house. I'm going to live maximum for another 20 years and I'm reconciled to seeing this till I die. It's too late for me to change it now, so let it be. Fortunately, such folk are few. Today there are 180 civic Exenoras over 230 roads in Madras. The longest road being Gandhinagar Second Main with 700 families and the shortest Ramachandra Road, T Nagar with a dozen families. Housewives and children are now coming out full force to enthusiastically work towards the goal of creating a caring and sharing community, a clean locality, and getting a better lot for the less fortunate. In fact, apart from its president, Tinselman lawyer Charu Hassan, the Venus Civic Exenora is an all-lady affairs. Talking about garbage-free zones, it may strike you as odd that all Exenora roads are devoid of dustbins. That's because we aren't disciplined enough in transferring garbage from our homes to the bin. Then there are the rag pickers and dogs who scatter the garbage from bins all over in their enthusiasm to find something useful to them. And of course, the rugs who'd break up a lovely 300 bin for rupees 5 and or 10 iron they can steal off the inside, Nirmal explains. Instead, each house is requested to keep its garbage in a basket just inside its gate. A paid boy called a street beautifier on a rupees 600 salary per month collects its daily and transfers it to his mobile cart for ultimate disposal at the corporation's hydrocon. Flaunting slogans like reduce waste, reuse waste, recycle waste, and from waste to wealth, an attempt is now being made to sort out the garbage, recycling of which may provide additional employment for more unemployed youth. The rain beats down harder outside, giving daring motorists and pedestrians the beating of their lives. The weather people would later announce this an all-time record rainfall for June. Despite an uncomely drenching, this great rain proved quite a boon to me. Most of Nirmal's numerous meetings for the day had been cancelled, and though the phone insisted on ringing at least once in every 5 minutes for the couple of hours, I was with him. What big deal? A rather uncontactable Nirmal was under compulsory house arrest, sir. Cleanliness of one's locality doesn't end in one day. It's an everyday job which I have been doing for the past 1 year, and I intend doing it to the last day of my life. Thanks to Exnora. Charu Hassan, film actor. Our whole team comprises only of women. The guys claim that they are working and so they don't have the time to participate actively in our activities, though they don't mind contributing the money required for our deeds. Shalini Goyal, Secretary, Nawab Exnora. Feeling. Then V. Venkateshan, Secretary of Sarvana Street, Civic Exnora, dropped by. It is about employment for two blind lads. An immediate meeting with some firm's managing director has unexpectedly cropped up. With Civic Exnora, Venkateshan says seriously as Nirmal moves away to take the disturbing phone off its hook. We are only restarting a movement our forefather began. Emperor Ashoka was a famous tree planter, and do you think the columns outside our house were merely decorative? They were forced one to clean and neaten up the area in front of one's home. The whole Exnora idea was born during Nirmal's foreign jaunts in 80. I began to dream of creating similar beautiful living conditions here, he recalls. To me, it was a matter of achievement, motivations, more than anything else. The idea is to motive. And motivate Nirmal did. At the cost of his health, 18 lbs off in less than 2 years, and his home life, he has 3 children. The civic Exnoras have been motivated enough that they often resort to interesting innovatory tactics to succeed. If there isn't a single election slogan or poster on a wall down Vingiswar Nagar, second main road, it is because the residents of this highly politically charged locality got together and announced that they'd refuse to vote for any party that faced their road. Instead, Tirukural and civic slogans are neatly painted at static points. The area in front of each home is spotlessly clean. All unwanted shrubs are weeded out and ornamental saplings are planted along compound walls. Front compound walls are painted uniformly. Door numbers are legibly painted on all doors. Column contests are held regularly. A monthly bulletin, Punthotam, with its accent on environment and cleanliness is published regularly. Here indeed is a model locality and one of the most successful civic Exnora to date. In Vijay Raghav Road, T Nagar, Civic Exnora members collectively raised sufficient funds to engage a bulldozer and truck for clearance of garbage. In fact, they had voluntarily come forward to supervise the entire operation clad in white caps. In Pose Gardens, fired by Lalita Madhiman's enthusiasm, the children have formed the Sunbeam Nature Club. In coordination with World Wildlife Fund, children from 9 to 14 years have written their own poems on nature and sing it at the start of all meetings. Film stars to have come forward in many localities to lend Exnora a hand. GV, Ilayya Raja, Charu Hassan, Manorama. Jaishankar has a unique way of helping Exnora raise funds. He brings with him to every meeting dozens of Vinayaka idols and auctions them to the public, enticed into bidding high for them by the cause and star attraction. Meanwhile, Exnora International staunchly marches on towards its golden objective, the Idea Bank. For instance, they have got this easily implementable idea on fancy numbers for vehicles. Why give them to VIPs, IAS officers, or politicians' relatives? Nirmal asks, why do not, as they do in Hong Kong, donate them to service organizations who in turn auction them to raise funds? Why, at an auction I attended there, it was a standing joke that a number finally acquired for 17 lakhs was to be fixed onto a car not even worth 4 lakhs. A core group of experts meet once every fortnight and a palette of ideas, from beautifying the comb to counseling auto and taxi drivers, is being explored. We talk about a brain drain, why not a brain gain? Nirmal asked. Till we can offer our specialists a conducive atmosphere here for them to function in, you cannot stop them from moving abroad. But why not at least pick their brains to improve the quality of living here? Brain Lol. MGR Volaga. Thanks to MB Nirmal's penchant for tagging his Exnora project with catchy titles, MGR will live on in the hearts of the city's flora lovers too. And not just the two-leaved beetles brand of flora, MGR is the Exnora founder's president's latest tree planting scheme, Madras Green Roof. I'm basically from a village where clean atmosphere and pure water are assets. But I've been living in this locality for 25 years amidst all the muck, and there had been no change till Exenora came into existence over here around 6 months back. Siva Kumar, film actor.